Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day, more Disney fun is on the way.
Hi everybody. It's been a long time since my last, well, not a long time, it was last week, but it feels like a long time since my last vlog. And so today, since I haven't been able to blog a lot this week, I've decided to do a vlog today. And I'm really not going to be able to vlog too much until probably the end of the semester. Like, I'm going to try, once or twice a week, but it's probably not gonna be as regular as it has been. So, and I'm definitely not gonna have a top 5 every day because that's just too much and I don't have time to think of that many top 5s. So I'm gonna try twice a week and we'll see what happens. Another thing that I want to try is Formspring Wednesdays, which basically I'm going to answer my Formspring questions on Wednesdays. So if you have any Formspring questions, get those in by Wednesday and I'll answer them on the blog Wednesday morning probably. And the reason I'm doing Wednesdays is because I don't have class until 1 on Wednesdays and I don't work on Wednesdays. So I have time to do that. So Wednesday mornings, Formspring questions. Remember that. Okay. And also leave me a comment if you have any top 5 list suggestions, or send me a message on Facebook or something. Or if you follow me on Twitter, you can direct message me any suggestions you have for a top 5. Because I'm running out of ideas on top 5, guys. I need top 5s, guys. I need some help. So if you have any ideas, let me know. You can comment down there, or you can send me a message on YouTube, because you can do that on YouTube, or on Facebook, or leave a comment on the blog, or DM me on Twitter. And I'll give you the links to the blog and the Twitter at the end. Okay. So today what I want to talk about is everything that I've done to get ready so far. And of course, before I even applied, I met with a financial aid counselor and discussed what I should do for the FAFSA, and I talked to my insurance company to make sure I would be covered while I was down there, which I found out it doesn't really matter because I turn 23 when I'm down there, so I'm going to have my own insurance anyway, but not until November, which is like right before I leave. So, anyways, I talked to them about it and they were fine as long as I had proof that I was furthering my education in some way, which is not always the case, so I was really lucky. Also, this past week, I did a lot toward getting ready to go to Florida. I met with Sharon at Career Development here at school, and she is awesome. I love her. This process would not have been so easy if it weren't for her. Basically, we talked about everything that I needed to do. We talked about the paperwork. I sat down and I filled out my intent not to return form with her, just so I would make sure that I did it right. Because it's kind of intense. Like, not intense. I mean, it's really simple. It's 1 page. It's like half a page. But the way they phrased everything is kind of scary. So I wanted to make sure that I was answering it correctly. So I filled it out with her. And we talked about everything else that I might need to do. And she suggested that I go ahead and do my senior audit, which I was planning to anyway, and that I meet with financial aid again to make sure that what they told me was right. So I'm going to do those 2 things. And then I also met with my advisors. I have 2 because I'm part of Student Support Services, which is a group of people who help first-generation college students and athletes that are on scholarship. So I met with my advisor for that program, and she was really supportive. And she told me that if I needed any help with anything to make sure that I email her, and we talked about everything that I needed to do again. And then later that same day, I met with my academic advisor for my major. And I was really nervous about this because when I told him initially that I was going to apply, he didn't seem too thrilled about the idea. But when I told him that I got in and that I was going, and I talked a little bit about why I wanted to go, he was actually really supportive. And he even jokingly on my advising form that I'm going to use for my senior audit wrote fall in Wally World. So he was pretty supportive, which was nice. I wasn't expecting that. So that went really well. And then yesterday I turned in my intent not to return form. I went to the registrar's office and did that. And actually they're not taking them until after Easter, which I didn't know that. But that's the deal. They're not really taking them until after Easter, but the lady said that she would take it and put it in her pending folder for after Easter. So they've got it. I've already turned it in. They're just holding it until after Easter and then they'll process it. So I'm done with that. And basically, except for meeting with financial aid, again, just to make sure and clarify everything, and doing my senior audit, I'm ready to go for Florida. So that's exciting. That was my week this week, other than all the numerous assignments that I had to turn in. It's a crazy week, guys. The week after spring break is usually crazy, but I was not expecting just to feel completely overwhelmed. So, anyway, this week was just insane. But luckily, yesterday and today, we've had really pretty weather. Sunshine and in the 60s, which is nice. We never get that here, right? Like this time of year. So the past 2 days have been really nice, weather-wise. And work this week wasn't bad either, so that's good. Sometimes work can get really, really crazy because I work at a daycare, and it just gets insane. All right. So that's everything that I really wanted to talk about, and just wanted to remind you guys, Warm Spring Wednesdays. Send me your questions by Wednesday morning. I'll probably answer them around 9 a.m. That seems right. So 9 a.m. on Wednesday mornings is when I'll answer Form Spring questions. And I'm on the East Coast, just so you know, if you're in a different time zone. I don't know where everybody is, but if you're in a different time zone, I'm on the East Coast. So 9 a.m. Eastern is when I'll answer Form Spring questions. And send me top 5 list suggestions. I need those because I'm having trouble coming up with more. It's becoming a struggle. And the link to the blog, go check out my blog if you haven't at www.dcphopeful.blogspot.com. I thought about changing the name of the blog, but I've already made the header and it's so pretty and it says DCP Hopeful. It says Disney College Program Hopeful, and I don't want to change that. So even though I'm in, I'm still going to call it DCP Hopeful. Just because I already have everything set up for that. But the blog is www.dcphopeful.blogspot.com. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I have one of those. It's www.twitter.com/angelwings, like my YouTube username. So, follow me on Twitter. I just random Twitters. Some of them have nothing to do with the Disney College Program. So, it has to do with various things that I do throughout the day. Just random observations, I guess. But if you want to follow me on Twitter, I have a few DCP people that are. Go to www.twitter.com/angelwings and you can follow me there. Okay, so I think that's all for today. That's about it. And I guess I'll see you guys on the blog or on Facebook or on Twitter. Okay, well, until next time, guys, have a magical day. Bye.